Greetings and salutations, everyone. I hope you're all doing well. Welcome to today's upload. Before we jump into it, a quick couple of links. As many of you may know, I rely on Patreon, PayPal, channel membership, and the merch to help the channel to continue to grow and go. Links to Patreon, PayPal, and channel membership is in the description below. Merch displayed directly under the video. Also, Dogman Frightening Encounters, Volume 1 through 3, the audiobook versions. They were written and researched by Tom Lyons, narrated and produced by me, Jeff Nadolny. These audiobooks are available on Audible, Amazon, and iTunes, links to which are also in the description as well. And finally, last but definitely not least, if you'd really like to help support this channel to continue to grow and go, simply subscribe. It does not cost a cent. Click the like button. Takes half a second. If you don't want to miss out on any of the informative uploads that I put out daily, click the bell icon. And folks, please leave a comment and share the video. Why? Well, these things, they really do help this channel to continue to grow and go. They definitely do matter, and they are appreciated. And with that, I have taken far too much of your time. Let's jump in to today's upload. Shall we? Hey, so, live stream, Saturday. I've been sick since December 28th, so I've kind of been not really doing a heck of a lot of research or looking into things. So when a subscriber asked about a mountain lion attack in Colorado, I had no idea what they were talking about. I did last night or Saturday night look into it, and then on Sunday, during the day, kind of dive deeper. Now, I don't know how people will feel about this. I'm not an expert. I don't think there's any expert in these fields of paranormal, supernatural, cryptid research, whatever you want to call it. I don't believe there is an expert. There's people with ideas, theories, and opinions. Now, regardless if you're a doctor, if you are I don't even know, a trapper, a hunter, whatever, a newspaper salesman. If you are researching subjects of supernatural, you're not going to find an expert. I know just as much or just as little as the next guy. But I will say that the research that I've done on the supposed cover-up of animal attack on people, I don't consider myself an expert, but I've dove deep. This is just a small assortment of cases that I believe are true cryptid attacks on humans. Now, when I say true cryptid attacks on humans, I don't mean just Dogman. There are crawlers, there are Bigfoot, and I know once someone hears Bigfoot, those Bigfoot loyalists are going to be like, Bigfoot doesn't attack humans. Nah. If you don't believe that, go ask Tim Coonbo Baker. He's got a pretty large assortment of experiences with Bigfoot, and he's got some pretty interesting Bigfoot attacks on humans. Now, I had been threatened by Cott County, Tennessee law enforcement under the leadership of Sheriff Armando Fuentes, because when Amber Miller was attacked, that was the second attack. Tony Aarons was attacked in April of 2021. The first thing that popped into my head was, why is that deputy talking about a larger than average canine print being found? Channel mascot just popped through the door. Sorry about that. So with that being said, I honestly believe that just from the research, and that stack is big, but there's a bigger stack upstairs, that 5 to 10% of the animal attacks or animal-related deaths are done by cryptid. 10% being high. Dogman, crawler, Bigfoot. Dogman enthusiasts will honestly think that Dogman is the culprit of all of them. I, myself, had fallen under that category. When Tom Mezek disappeared in the Adirondacks and I started to research that case, I really said, it's got to be a Dogman. It's got to be a Dogman. Nothing else. I went from dragged him, came back, got his stuff, brought him up into the trees. And that's fine. That's fine. But it's not really going deep into the research on it, right? So yeah, Dogman does attack. Dogman is responsible for a lot of these deaths. A lot. Considering probably more than crawler, probably more than Bigfoot. But not all. Now, researching and looking into this case, I spent 6, maybe 7 hours looking into it. And I'm going to share with you the information that I found. And then I'm going to share with you what I feel may have happened or what may have gone down. And then it's up to you. And I'm actually going to use a comparison to another mountain lion attack. So also there's going to be some other stuff, some CIA and clandestine agency cover-ups talked about today too. But this is the one that I wanted to kind of open up with. So let's get into it. The victim of the New Year's Day mountain lion attack on Colorado's Front Range has been identified as Christian Marie Kovach, a 46-year-old woman from Fort Collins. Kovach hiking by herself on Corsair Mountain Trail in Larimar County when the attack occurred sometime in that morning. 2 unrelated hikers found her lying dead on that trail at around noon that same day, according to Colorado Parks and Wildlife, or CPW. They threw rocks at the mountain lion, who was still hanging around the victim, to try and scare it away. One of the attending hikers just happened to be a physician, CPW Public Information Officer Kara Van Hoos told MeatEater, but there was nothing that could be done for the victim, who reportedly had no pulse at the time. Her wounds gruesome, according to Van Hoos, especially in the neck and head area. The hikers reported the incident to 911 dispatchers, who sent CPW officers to the scene along with a hound team. When the team arrived 2.5 hours later, an officer shot at the lion still loitering in the area, a male sub-adult. It was subsequently tracked with the dogs and killed. The hound team also picked up another lion scent, a female, and euthanized her as well. By the time the hounds returned to the incident site, it was between 8 and 10 p.m., fully dark. Still, the officers saw a third lion hanging around the site. The team tried unsuccessfully to track it that night. We used dogs and all of that for the next several days. We did not find any new tracks and no new scent. So we don't know. It could be another sub-adult. It could be a mother. We think it's part of that same family group, but we don't know if it's a parent or sibling, Van Hoos said. Officers suspect the lion has since fled the area, but are still warning local hikers to be cautious and report lion sightings immediately. CPW conducted necropsy on the 2 euthanized lions, both of which turned out to be around 12 months old. Human DNA was found on all 4 paws of the male, while none detected on the female. I don't think we'll ever really know or be able to point to a concrete reason why this happened, Van Hoos said. The lion, the male sub-adult that the human DNA was found on, had a full stomach of deer and was in a good body condition. He did not test positive for rabies or any other neurological disease, so I just don't know if we'll ever be able to identify or definitively say why it happened. Mountain lion attacks on humans are relatively rare, though they typically involve hikers or bikers when they occur. The last known fatal attack in Colorado was in 1999, but there have been a total of 28 attacks since 1990. A proposition to ban lion hunting in the state failed in the 2024 election, and a hunting season is currently open in most of the state through March 31st. Weeks before, a 46-year-old Fort Collins woman was killed in a mountain lion attack near Estes Park in Glen Haven. Residents fought off a lion on that same trail. Gary Messina, an ultra-marathon runner who frequented the Corsair Mountain Trail, said he was on the run in the morning of November 11th when he spotted two glowing eyes approximately 40 feet in the distance. I didn't know what it was because it was dark, but my headlight gave off a little bit of light, Messina said, adding that he had stopped running to investigate what he was seeing. As I got closer and closer and closer to it, I thought, oh, it's a fox or something right on the trail. Christina Marie Kovac was found lying dead on the ground at around 12:15. January 1st on Corsair Mountain Trail, hikers found her scared away a nearby mountain lion. She died doing something she deeply loved, hiking and taking in the beauty of Colorado and its public lands, her brother Jeffrey Kovac posted on Facebook. Kristen was so loved by our immediate and extended family, friends, and coworkers. Colorado Parks and Wildlife officials euthanized 2 mountain lions in the area that day, and initial necropsy results showed that one of the lions, approximately 12 months old, male, had human DNA on all 4 paws. Both mountain lions tested negative for rabies and other neurological diseases. I am thoroughly convinced that the lion was involved in the attack, Mark Leslie, regional manager for Colorado Parks and Wildlife, said during a news conference Monday evening. Messina's November 11th experience. Still 30 to 40 feet away from the animal and not able to tell what kind it was, Messina said he stepped off the trail to put some distance between them. The animal was lying in the middle of the trail, not moving. The eyes followed me, he said. He thought to himself. I was like, what the heck? It's kind of looking at me. That's when he took his phone out to take a picture, he said, adding that a fox would have usually run off by then. As the screen got brighter and brighter, the mountain lion rushed him. Within those few seconds, he said, he chucked his phone at the lion. It began to circle him aggressively and lunged toward him. This cat did not want me to get away, he said. I couldn't. For 2 minutes, Messina tried to fend off the lion with his voice and kicking up dirt at it. He was afraid to bend over for a rock, worried the lion would have a perfect ability to pounce on his neck at that very moment. He saw a dead tree on its side and grabbed a branch about the size of a cricket bat. I swung it like it was a bat and hit the mountain lion with it. It ran off a little, but it was still there, 20 to 30 feet away in the brush. He continued to back away with a rock in hand until he felt safe enough to run back home, he said. I know we are in their territory, he said. It was unlucky. He said he believed it was a bad cat, possibly even the cat that had killed Kovac based on its aggressive behavior. When he got home, he told his wife what happened, but was still in shock. As the experienced ultramarathon runner who runs all hours of the day, often at night, said he's always aware of mountain lions, but that experience was scary even for him. I was scared for my life, he said, adding that he and his wife walked back to the trail to get his phone later that day, but he no longer feels safe running Corsair Mountain Trail. There is an inherent danger out there, he said, adding that there is always going to be a risk of a mountain lion attack, even if it's not a high one. Colorado Parks and Wildlife estimate that there are 3,800 to 4,400 mountain lion in the state. It's unfortunate and part of humans and wildlife coexistence. Messina said that he started running the Rocky Mountain National Park and Estes Park instead. I'm not going to let this stop me from doing what I love, he said, and acknowledged that there are serious risks that come along with driving, skiing, and other hobbies, and that doesn't stop people from participating in them. He said he tried to give the mountain lion a benefit of the doubt, hoping that it was a fluke, but said he had heard of other encounters after the fact, including dogs being attacked and killed, and then Kovacs. If it's going to kill a human, Colorado Parks and Wildlife has the authority to protect us, he said. It's sad, but it's good to know that when things come up, they take action. It's dangerous to have cats like that around. Other mountain lion encounters. Since October 28th, there have been multiple reports of mountain lion sightings near Glen Haven made to Colorado Park Wildlife, including 2 dogs that were attacked and killed. One of the incidents happened on the 2000 block of McGrew Ranch Road in Estes Park, the other in West Creek Road in Larimer County. On November 30th, a man and a woman hiking near Cosier Mountain Trail reported they saw 2 mountain lion, but they were able to haze them away by yelling and throwing rocks. December 23rd, a man on County Route 43 in Glen Haven shot and killed a 3-year-old male adult that attacked his dog in his yard. Necropsy results showed that the lion did not have any abnormalities, and the man was not cited for killing the lion. None of these incidents were shared with the public until after the New Year's Day attack, including Messina's. During the press conference on Monday, Colorado Park and Wildlife spokesperson Kara Van Hoos said the agency doesn't have a policy around alerting the public to non-fatal attacks, which is bullshit. They should. They really should. That's on them, because this woman, Christian, would probably be alive if indeed they said, hey, this is where. The amount of reports were consistent with prior years, Van Hoos said during the conference, adding that mountain lions follow deer and elk to lower elevations during colder months. So I don't know if you'll be able to see, but that is Larimer County right there. All of those yellow dots are where mountain lion sightings have been just in 2025 to 2026 as of now. After reporting the encounter to Colorado Parks and Wildlife, Messina was told additional signage was placed at the trailhead warning of increased mountain lion activity, on top of the permanent signage at the trail, which explains how to report mountain lion sightings to CPW. The additional signage was removed after a few weeks and put back up after November 30th. More signage at the trailhead warning people of increased mountain lion activity and aggressive behavior could help people be more aware of that risk, Messina said. But he added that Colorado residents should know and generally are aware of the risks that come with hiking, trail running, and being in the mountains. I was in the wrong place at the wrong time, he said. I don't know what happened to stop people. I don't want what happened to stop people from going into the mountains. All right, so some people may say, well, it's winter. Mountain lions, don't they hibernate? No. Bears do. Mountain lions don't. Actually, during the winter months, they are more visible and active. They come out of the mountains. They come closer to civilization, hunting for deer, other smaller game, dogs. They just come out of the mountains for some reason, and it's always been that way. I don't believe this was a Dogman, cryptid, any kind of attack other than a mountain lion attack. You've got numerous sightings. You've got the media reporting, really good reporting, actually. Like, compared to what, Amber Miller, Tony Aarons, Dr. Nancy Shaw. Well, Nancy Shaw was great. Brenda Hamilton, wonderful, wonderful woman, couldn't victimize the victim, but the wording and everything else in her case was terrible. So, and the Christopher Whiteley case, which was another mountain lion attack, but that was not a mountain lion. And I'll show you the comparisons really quick why. You've got the same trail, the same lions seen multiple times. You've got negligence by the Colorado Parks and Wildlife, because regardless of, well, we don't usually report on non-fatal, you should. You should. If you're doing your job correctly, then you report it. What if some guy was out with his kids, or some woman was out with her kids snowshoeing, cross-country skiing? What if some kids were out sledding? Let people know that these things, let people know. There's how many check marks or how many starred marks on that page that I showed you guys on that map? 32. 32 sightings. Reported sightings. Not attacks, reported sightings. It's disgusting how the government doesn't protect its people. They don't protect us from dogmen or cryptids. They don't protect us from the wildlife either. It's literally, let's fucking let the animals depopulate them if the dogmen and the other cryptids aren't. This is probably one of the most fascinating cases besides Tony Aarons, Amber Miller. Actually, you know what? This case really shows that the government that is in the know will always try and spread the narrative and even step on the toes of other agencies that are like, wait, this can't be right. So in Hood County, Lipin, Texas, you have a sheriff department saying this was a mountain lion attack when they found Christopher Whiteley. They took control of the investigation. They made the victim, they victimized the victim by saying, well, you know what? Here, guys. This guy was a troublemaker. This guy had drug addiction issues. This guy did this. He was on his way to work. They put that in very, very, very little fine print, but they victimized the victim, which is disgusting, just like they did Amber Miller and Tony Aarons. So you've got the narrative getting spelled out to the public. Well, mountain lion attack, don't worry, Hood County, we're in charge here. We're the sheriff. We're big and bad. We'll protect you from this mountain lion. And then you have the Parks and Wildlife saying, that's not a mountain lion. The mountain lion didn't do this. And there was a huge battle between them, and an expert came in. And it was so disgusting how the sheriff's department handled it. And it was so wonderful to actually see a government agency saying, we don't know what this was. It wasn't a mountain lion, though. Whatever did this to this man was unbelievably strong, powerful, and this is the information that I've gathered on the Lipin, Texas case. It's thick, but I've actually marked this and had it saved forever because it is so fascinating to me that now a mammalologist, Jonah Evans, was shown photos of the scene, and then a Mike Bodenchuk, an expert trapper, mountain lion expert, just, a director of the Wildlife Services of Texas, experienced mountain lion trapper, just a guy who would know the know, This is what he says. 2 days after his visit to Howell Road, Bodenchuk walked into the Tarrant County Medical Examiner's office in Fort Worth carrying a mountain lion skull. He wanted to show the room of medical examiners and other personnel from the office, including Rowe, why he had confidently ruled out the attack by a mountain lion. And what better way to do so than having a prop? Mountain lion kill their prey by stalking, and then they attack from behind. The cat will jump on the prey's back, digging its claws into the flesh while latching onto its neck and throat with its teeth. It uses its strong jaws to crush the windpipe, killing by asphyxiation. With a mountain lion's small but powerful jaw, the bite marks are almost dainty. All right, I apologize. Channel mascot wanted to go back out. This is like the fourth time he's interrupted me recording here. The cat will jump onto the prey's back, digging its claws into the flesh while latching onto the neck and throat with its teeth, using its strong jaws to crush the windpipe, killing by asphyxiation. With a lion's small but powerful jaw, the bite marks are almost dainty. Typically 2 puncture wounds on each side of the throat with minimal blood. They crush rather than tear major arteries. Only later hours after the kill does the lion return to feed. Whiteley's throat, however, this is Christopher Whiteley, his throat, however, had been torn wide open. He had dried blood loss, scratches on his body, bearing none of the puncture wounds that would come with a mountain lion latching its large curved claws into this flesh. There were no signs that his body had been fed on. There was nothing, and Whiteley had been dead out there. Christopher Whiteley also had a nickel-sized puncture wound in his sternum. Like a nickel-sized puncture wound. Now, there was also that same year, back in 2021, there was an attack in Colorado. A woman was walking her dogs, and they said it was a bear attack. None of the bear. It was a mother bear with 2 cubs, 2 or 3 cubs, 2 cubs. This lady had 2 little dogs, smaller than my cat, and the dogs got away. Right. If these bear were that hungry, why not go for the smallest and easiest prey? The woman also had a nickel-sized puncture wound in her sternum. The bear, neither of those bears, which were euthanized, had any human DNA on them either, which is really strange. So the Christopher Whiteley case cover-up. 100%. This is disgusting because this poor woman and her family would be able to celebrate 2026 if Colorado Parks and Wildlife did their job correctly and warned the public, hey guys, there's numerous sightings of mountain lion. Not just put some signage up. Because, here's the thing. You get some people out there, kids, a mom with kids, cross-country skiing once again, snowshoeing, whatever. Are they going to look at signage, or are they just going to, especially when you have kids? Unless you are an experienced outdoors person. I always look at signage because it's just something that I like to know what is, and I'm many of you guys do as well. It doesn't matter if you do or not, because you know what? It doesn't make you any better of a hiker or what. It's just something that you do. But if I had Belle with me and Belle was little and Abby, my other daughter, and I'm hiking, chances are I'm not going to look at that signage. Maybe to read it to them. But, if they're having fun, ready to go, no. So Colorado Parks and Wildlife dropped the freaking ball on that one. And that's the one thing that I find strange. That's it. Once again, I'm not an expert, but my opinion on this case is it is a tragedy. I don't think it was a cryptid attack. If you think it was, that's your opinion and your theory. That's what makes this research awesome. Because we can all have different opinions and theories and offer each of our own why. Well, this is why I feel. I offered mine, and it just, to me, the only thing that is wrong with this is the multiple sightings, the multiple times of the multiple cats. How many times are you going to see a family of freaking mountain lion on the same damn trail? And not expect someone to die. I don't know. Let's get into some more stuff. The second part of this upload is information from a CIA whistleblower, researcher, and analyst during their time at Montauk. When I worked at Montauk, I encountered an occasional alien species known as a reptilian. They seem to pop in and out of physical reality. The reptilians primarily use the lower astral realms as a reference point or point of entry into the physical reality. This is the origin of the legends of the astral demons. My Montauk controllers explained that these beings were brought to the Draco star eons ago by another group unknown to anyone. Further, they explained no one knew anything of their true origins. Communication with me was entirely telepathic, the Draco reptilian. Mentally, it told me that it came from a far future where humans no longer existed and that its species was not from this reality. Continuing, it said that the species had traveled back into the distant past to create a race of beings which I knew as the reptilians, to antagonize and test humans. It also told me that they were assisted by the Syrians of Sirius A in the creation of the reptilians and their placement on the Draco star system. For the reptilians to function in physical reality, they needed physical genetics. The transparent people took genetics from the now physical Lyrians, who had blonde or red hair, blue or green eyes. Their genetics were mixed with the transparent people's collective energy, thus manifesting physically as the reptilians. This is why the current reptilians need the energy from the Aryan-type people to survive on the physical plane. Once the reptilians were created in the astral, they needed a physical home base from which to accomplish their task. For this, they were taken in many different physical realities in which they could become a dominant species. Mentally, they were programmed to conquer and absorb all of the races and species they ever encountered. Those that could not be absorbed were to be destroyed. The purpose of all of this is to determine the most perfect form in physical reality that can exist in any environment. Think of a gigantic cosmic survivor contest. The reptilians are programmed to believe that they are a superior physical form. Scientifically speaking, reptilian DNA does not change very much over eons in time. It basically remains the same. For them, this is their proof that they are already perfect without any need to adapt to mammalian life. Now, mammalian life, on the other hand, evolves and changes form constantly to survive. To a reptilian mind, this denotes weakness and inferiority. Reptilians are also androgynous, meaning male and female in one body. This is comparable to all non-physical forms that have no gender, like God-mind. For this reason, the reptilians believe themselves to be more godlike because they are of their androgyny. Due to their values, they also consider that it's right to control and conquer all of space and time. Although reptilians operate out of the general group mind, they are separated into seven different reptilian species, each created to perform specific functions. This is their hierarchy, and it is based on the 9-level angelic hierarchy that is discussed in a book, The Healer's Handbook, A Journey into Hyperspace. As an aside, the Hindu caste system is a direct replica of the reptilian hierarchy. There's more to come on that. I just wanted to share this with you guys because this pretty much states exactly what this whistleblower, CIA researcher, and analysis stated while at Montauk. Swiss scientist, there is a portal underneath Cern from where beings come in and out of. Dr. Astrid Stuckelberger is a Swiss scientist who claimed Cern is working on a secret nuclear program and there is a portal underneath Cern from where beings come in and out of. Physicists who work there told her there are 17 different dimensions of reality and more. The doctor is a scientist and expert in the international health. She holds a PhD and teaches at the University of Geneva. With over 20 years of experience, she is the leading Swiss researcher who has worked with the WHO, the UN, and the EU on various health programs. That's what her LinkedIn file states. She has done numerous interviews, which adds credibility to her profile. Now, here's where I kind of get nervous on her, is because we know that the one world government is the UN, is the WHO, is not the EU. That'd be like saying America is the one world government. The UN, WHO. So this lady works for them, but now she's spilling beans. How long is she going to live for? In 2022, the doctor was interviewed by a Maria Z on Z Media. This interview was published on Rumble, where she discussed many strange things, one of which was about Cern's terrifying experiences. The doctor claimed that Cern is dealing with a radionuclear research, and there is a lot of physicists who are doing very strange experimentations. She said physicists from Cern who there are beings from portals coming in and out of. She states, yes, and they are saying, I met them at a dinner, and there were 2 of them, and both said yes. They have, secondhand proof that people who, are dealing with the boson Higgs and subatomic. So they have apparently in the bottom of Cern this portal, this door, where they are dealing with all of the subatomic dimensions. The doctor further states, they, the physicists, say there are 17 different dimensions of reality. That's what those physicists and others say. There are more dimensions. We know that time, space, the tridimensional, X, Y, and Z in a graphic. But then you have more dimensions, and they are playing with that. They are using that. They were a group, and they had a being. They did not tell me more about who or what that does resemble a human, and they had another one. And now, when you look at what is going on in Cern, there is a fight for some of the military agencies or intel. They say that there is a fight in time. They're trying to change time. I'm just saying that because as a scientist, you cannot say something so important. Because if you can deal with the smallest energies on Earth, you can imagine that you can go through other realms of dimensions. The doctor claims, and the doctor's claims, bizarre. Interdimensional portals are primary. There are some concepts in science that touch similar ideas. Scientists discuss wormholes, theoretical structures in space-time according to some interpretations of general relativity, the string theory, potential connect distant points in the universe and even different dimensions using tunnel-like passageways. There are different life forms on the other side. Now, Dr. Miko Keiko explains the multiverse. There are invisible creatures among us. We call them inorganic beings, or they are more like an energy vampire feeding off of our energies. What that doctor said here, in a recent test, instead of expecting light, a large black figure emerged from the void, communicated telepathically. It threatened to destroy humanity by invading their world. The incident happened a week ago. The situation is dire. There is concern for the safety of many. This is quotations of what her exact words were. A black figure started to emerge from the large void. Although very humanoid, this thing was anything but human. It was featureless. It gave off strong vibrations. And it was so massive it had to duck to exit the void. Many researchers broke down at the sight of this thing, and then it spoke. We all heard it clear as day in our heads. We all heard this blistering, static sound as the words began to play inside of our minds. You creatures have no place peering into our world. Your destruction was set in stone the moment you opened the doorway into our dimension. We will exterminate your kind as your knowledge of our existence threatens us. This is not a warning, but a promise. In a 2022 article, Cern causing collective mass delusion by creating portals to alternate dimensions, it states, in 2012, CERN scientists attempted to study the Higgs boson particle when something went wrong. According to their experiments, caused a rift in space-time continuum, destroying our universe and moving us into a parallel universe. This new universe is an experimental one, belonging to some unknown entity. It is believed that this is the cause of the so-called Mandela effect and other paranormal activities. The theory further states that CERN used quantum entanglement to bridge the gap between the two universes to move us into one. This concludes the current universe that we inhabit is not our own, but rather an experimental universe belonging to this unknown entity. This entity, it is believed, manipulating the universe to study the effects on their experiments. This is the cause of the Mandela effect and others. So back to the initial part of the upload. Let's just go to the Tom Mezek case really quick. I believe that a portal opened. I've actually captured, not only did I talk about the metallic noise, many people do on YouTube. There's about 60 different people talking about how they've heard it. I captured it. I have it on video. You guys have seen it. You guys haven't seen it, you can see it on a video. There is a metallic noise that I captured 9 years to the day that he disappeared. Tom stopped hunting, or his hunting party stopped hunting at around 4:30. I was there at around 4 o'clock in the afternoon, getting dark, snowy, cold. That, to me, is evidence of a portal opening. When he disappeared, not only did he disappear, but everything that he had with him, which to me shows intelligence. The FBI shows up. FBI doesn't show up for random reasons. Tender-aged youth, state lines are crossed. Or a portal opens up in the middle of the Adirondacks, November 15th, 2015, and a man disappears. Now, these creatures, the reason I believe people don't see them when in the woods, but often are attacked and such, they use portals. I'm still kind of kicking around ideas and theories on different things of what Victor had said to us about a breeding program. How would that be possible if they use portals? But I do believe they use portals. That I don't know. I haven't really kicked that idea too far down the road. But I believe these things use portals. I believe that's why we don't have so many photographs of them. And if we do get them, they're blurry. Because there's some sort of energy around them. Some sort of power. That metallic noise that I captured, I don't believe was some like metallic noise or metallic door opening or something. I believe that is possibly how and what a dimensional time rift sounds like. You're cutting into our dimension. There's got to be some sort of noise, unlike a sonic boom when, so that makes a lot of sense to me of why we don't have photographs of these. And when we do, it's like a potato can. There's a place in England called Conic Chase. And there is a Dogman legend, or people have seen Dogman there. I don't want to say legend, but it goes back quite a ways. So in actuality, it would be a legend. People still see it to this day, but they've seen it way back when. So the question is there a portal in the woods of Conic Chase, England, that is letting dogmen in and other creatures? The mysterious yet often creepy woods of Conic Chase in Staffordshire, England, has become popular thanks to an experience shared in the Daily Star. People have long reported seeing ghosts and other strange beings in that forest. An author, Lee Brickley, who has spent 20 years researching the area, says there may be a portal to another universe or dimension that lets in these dogmen and other mythical creatures. He warns that this portal could soon let in some really scary stuff. Conic Chase has seen ghosts and other strange things before. People from all over the world have reported seeing dogmen, ghosts, phantom hitchhikers, black-eyed children in this forest. It captivates both locals and paranormal researchers. It could be a doorway into an alternate world. It was in the 80s that the black-eyed children, a very scary kind of ghost, started to haunt Conic Chase. Some believe these eerie figures to be a spirit of a young child who died in the past. Others speculate it could be an alien or a demon. Large countryside of Conic Chase is rich with history. It's renowned for its eerie presence due to numerous notable individuals and events that have occurred there. Troops used Conic Chase as an important training ground both in World War I and II. Ditches, barracks, and other military buildings from these camps still remain in this area. The haunting reputation of the area might stem from prevalent sadness and intensity of these times. Or many people have died there. For hundreds of years, people have talked about portals being used there. And now with the research done in Cern and other areas of the European Union or Europe, it's, quite a possibility. So on top of, there's numerous other paranormal activity in Conic Chase. So you have one area that is said, you've got, just like in, someone's going to say, stop talking about this book eventually. Just like in the book Skinwalker at the Pentagon, you have an area, Conic Chase, dogmen, black-eyed children, phantom hitchhikers, paranormal events, a connection to portals. There's a connection, just like naval intelligence officers investigate a UFO, they go to Skinwalker Ranch to debrief instead of the Pentagon, and they then go home. Their family has experiences with dogmen, phantom footsteps, shadow figures, orbs causing mass sickness. Connections. Skinwalker Ranch, notorious for portals. A Ute native was sitting on a embankment hunting one day. And this author here, he dead on. There may be other shit coming out of these that are much more dangerous than Dogman, Bigfoot, crawlers. I mean, these things are a little bigger than us. Imagine if something just immense comes out of one of these, or something so small with just immense power. This guy's sitting on this embankment, watching, waiting, enjoying the day, sees this kind of weird portal, vortex. He's like, what the fuck is that? Watching it. This black thing just opens up, whoop, like 4 feet from the ground, and this thing just drops out. Doesn't look like a dog, doesn't look like a cat, doesn't look like any known mammalian on this earth, reptile on this earth. Just it's a monster. Multi-legged creature. And it drops out of this portal and runs the other way. Didn't see him, he saw it. And it was gone within a matter of a minute into the woods. Why is our government... No, that's not even the question. We already know why. It's called depopulation. That's why they're using eugenics and genetic manipulation and all of this other things. Like, eugenics is illegal. They still use it. They use cryptids to depopulate. You know, it's an ongoing cycle. And it's not, that's the thing. It's not our government. Like, here's the real deal. We can tell them, we can go up and be like, hey, tell us why. Stop doing this to us. Stop, blaming bear and mountain lions for killing people when it's dogmen or something else. They're not the ones in charge. And the ones in charge are going to just look at us and flip us the bird and say, bye. Make us disappear. It's almost like it's a winless battle. You know, how do we win this battle? Phil Schneider, Bill Cooper, Tom Castiello, Mark Rogers, his father, all tried. They all tried. Dead, prison, dead. How do we win? Do we win? Or do we just fight to stay alive? I don't know. Your guess is as good as mine. So I'm filming this kind of after I recorded this whole video. Prior to editing the video clip for you guys to watch, I recorded a little bit of what I said. But do me a favor, and if I'm wrong, let me know. If I'm right, just say I see something as well. About 2 minutes into the video, when I'm standing this way and I'm talking into the woods looking that way, same time you can hear the metallic noise. In the distance, I don't know if it doesn't look like a cryptid. It does not look like, it almost looks like a distortion in the background of the trees. So you got where I'm standing, trees, background, and just kind of weird shit going on in the background. I'm getting cold chills. But I want to get your opinion on it, because I didn't notice it until just now, editing it so I could put it in for you guys, so you didn't have to watch like the full clip. I shrunk it down, boop, there you go. And then I was like, what is that? I don't know, maybe it's pareidolia, but it looks like something is off in the background of everything. Thanks. All right, so like I said earlier, the metallic noise, I believe it's portal opening up. Now, people talk about it in their experiences and yada yada. Strangely, no one really talked about it too much until David Paulides put out The Hunted. And, you know, you can actually go back and look at dates. His movie The Hunted came out, and then a couple years later, people started watching it, and boom, let's add metallic noises. I don't know. But I'm at the location where Tom Messick disappeared, 9 years to the day. This is the noise that I captured on video. This is the noise that his brother heard, sitting 200 yards away from him. I'm a couple miles into the woods in the Adirondacks in Brant Lake, New York. There's been numerous paranormal experiences on top of cryptid sightings and other things like that. Here is the metallic noise that I believe evidence of a portal opening up. And I feel lucky that I actually walked out of those woods that day. I really do. Spin the camera around so you guys can check it out. It's pretty cold. It's 31, I think. And just real quiet. So I'll turn the camera around so you guys can see everything. Alright, so as you can see, we had a snowfall on was it Tuesday? We got 6 inches of snow. But then it was 40 Wednesday and Thursday. What the hell's that noise? You guys hear that? It's coming from that way. Hang on. There's a noise coming from that way. I don't know if you guys can hear it. It's this weird, honestly, metallic sound. I don't know what it is. Not a clue. Kind of want to stay here for a second and see if we can hear it again. Did you hear it? What the hell is that? I hope my mic can pick that up. Dude, it's dead quiet here. Something's up here with me. I can tell, and I'm not making shit up. It's coming from that way. I don't know if we can hear it. Hear it? What the hell is that? I'm gonna go up a little and see. Whoa. Yeah, it's slick. There's some kind of noise over here on this side of me. I'm pretty sketched out because of that. I've never heard anything like that. There it is again. What the hell? I hope my mic is picking this up. Here's where, right here's our rocks where we were sitting. This is the location that I set that trail cam up. You hear it? It almost sounds like that's not a tree moving in the wind. That's like a metallic. I almost don't want to blow the shofar here. But you know what? I said I would do it. And I do what I say I'm going to do. So, there it is. And it's got like this faint. Alright, I'm going to get the shofar out. Blow it. We'll hang out for a few minutes and then I'm out of here. I do not like being here right now. It's cold. Cannot believe I said I was doing this today. There it is. There's that noise again. Okay, so this is a shofar. That right there was a tree. Whatever is over there, I don't know what the hell is. I really hope nothing comes and just attacks me. Alright, here we go. Dude, the wind stopped. Literally, the wind stopped. No wind. How weird is that? Dude, that is crazy. It's actually 28 degrees now. Whew. Nothing. Not a damn thing. Just dead silence. Wish it was warmer today. Kind of do a pan around. Behind me is, there it is, that noise again. I really hope my mic picks that up. I'm about 20 minutes from my car. I don't know. I think it's just time to leave. I wanted to... Dude, it went dead quiet. There's that noise again. I'm out of here. I'm out of here. That's not a tree. We know what trees sound like. Trees don't sound like a metallic sound. I'm gonna get the out of here right now. All right, so that was the video of myself capturing that metallic noise that Tom Messick's brother heard the day he disappeared. I'm a couple miles out into the woods in the Adirondacks. It's a cold day, 9 years to the day. And I genuinely feel lucky. I really do. Years or time has gone by where I've been able to think about how lucky I was, if indeed that is a portal opening. It's strange that I didn't think about it at that point. I was a little freaked out, but the thought of not walking out of those woods didn't pop into my head until later on, much later on, after hearing and watching that video. Also, if you watch that video, when I'm standing talking about the woods where I believe that metallic noise is coming from, if you watch the trees, if you watch the background of those trees, there is some weird kind of movement, and I don't know if I don't think it's a cryptid. I don't know what it is, but it's almost like a distortion beyond those trees. I'm literally getting cold chills talking about it, because I just, while editing it to put it on for you guys to watch, I watched it and I was like, what in the hell is that? Looking in the background at the trees, probably like the 11-minute into the clip or whatever. Actually, not 11 minutes, but in the clip, maybe a minute and a half into the clip, I'm standing and I'm looking out, and it just, I don't know, something's off. Something's off about those woods. So, maybe it's just me. But guys, thank you for supporting the channel. It is your support that helps this channel to continue to grow and go, and what gives us all a place and a chance to share our experiences and theories judgment-free. Everyone is simply treated with the respect that we deserve. Please stay safe, happy, healthy, and ever vigilant, keeping an eye on our children, pets, family, and our friends. These creatures are real. These events have happened. Share this information with those you love and care about, and it may just help save their lives someday. Until next time, never stop asking questions, never stop searching for the truth, and God bless you all.